Biology Part 150. On the other hand, young mammals are usually born helpless and must be fed and protected by their parents. Their behavior develops slowly as they learn by experience and by example. This extended period of development allows complex behavior patterns to remain flexible and to the other animals or birds. This extended period of development allows complex behavior patterns to remain flexible so that the animal can adjust to its behavior to suit different conditions. Based on the observation like these, the ethologist defined instinct as complex inherited behavior patterns which would appear in isolated individual. Instinctive behavior could be triggered by simple stimuli and was rather inflexible. Learning was defined as modification of behavior by experience. The great majority of animals seem to rely heavily on instinct, while learning was important in the lives of only few. The behaviorists reject the interpretation and asserted that the learning was dominant influence in the development of various animals and birds, as the case might have been there. And this goes along with the type of animal behavior. Detailed analysis of the behavior patterns does not support other of these views. Mallard ducklings respond selectively to the calls of the adult mallard from the moment of hatching, and it is very easy to label this behavior as instinctive and genetically determined. It has been shown that the embryo duckling must be exposed to its own sounds of the other ducklings, while still within the eggshell of this preference to develop normally. Similarly, the tendency of cats to pursue mice would popularly be described as instinct, but involves a whole range of learned and practiced body movements. It also requires a normal development of the eyes, brain, and muscle. Just what proportion of the animal's hunting behavior is due to its genetic inheritance and how much should be attributed to its environment is impossible to assess. Organism's genetic makeup and also by its surrounding. Clearly, all the behavior is affected by an organism's genetic makeup and also by its surrounding. Once this is accepted, it becomes pointless misleading to classify behavior either instinctive or that of the learned, that is purely genetic in origin, and purely learned. Attempts to divide behavior in this way has hindered rather than helped progress in understanding the behavioral mechanism. It is much more important to discover how particular behavioral patterns develop and to investigate their adaptive functions in helping organisms to survive. Let's talk about the reflexes, fixed action patterns, and stimulus filtering. It is helpful at this point to think the behavior as means of providing economic solutions to survival problem. Like other features of the organisms which affect survival, behavior is subject to evolutionary improvements, and it should not be a surprise that Animals often produce effective behavior with more or less minimum equipment in terms of sense organs and their nervous system. As an example, consider the behavior of certain kinds of moth. Bats produce pulses of ultrasonic sounds which are used for the echolocation of the prey, such as moths. In some moths, an escape behavior has evolved. This is as follows: when the bat is at some distance, the moth responds to its cries by flying very irregularly, with the result that the echolocation becomes more difficult. If it is successful in evading the bat, the moth returns to its normal flight.